Happy Mother's Day. It's 8:30 and it's time for Cocktails in the War Room. I'm Mistress Carrie, and every night at 8:30 here on the Mistress Carrie Facebook page, we get together to celebrate another day. You made it through another day, and today is a special day because today is all about your mom. So if you're a mom, or you spent the day with your mom or your stepmom or your mother-in-law, or your favorite aunt or dog mom or whoever it is that you spent the day with, today is all about awesome moms. So I hope you guys had a fantastic Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all of the moms. How are you guys? Ash says, happy fur baby Mother's Day. Thank you very much. My fur baby is in the other room napping right now, but I did bring all of her favorite toys back there, so I'm hoping we can entice her to get out of bed in a little while. So cheers to all of the moms. However it is that you're a mom, cheers to you. I also wanted to make sure that we paid special tribute to the moms that have lost kids, whether it be through miscarriage, whether it be through the death of a child, or, and most importantly, to our Gold Star mothers, who deserve the utmost respect and deserve to be remembered on Mother's Day as well. So to all of those moms as well, we wish them a happy Mother's Day. And I know for a lot of people, it can be a really hard day for some people. Maybe you lost your mom, or maybe you tried to have a family and can't. But for a lot of people, they celebrate Mother's Day and it's a very happy occasion. But there's a lot of people that have lost their moms, and today is a really hard day. So I want to make sure that we are there to celebrate everyone that had a fantastic Mother's Day, but also here to support people that are having a hard time today. Because one of the things that's really tough about what's going on with the virus is that social distancing can very easily turn into social isolation. And especially if this is the first year since maybe the passing of your mother, you can have a lot of feelings that go along with that as well. I'm lucky that my mom is still here and I had a great day with her. My mom has been a nurse. I told you guys that. She went to nursing school straight out of high school. And almost everyone in my family works in the medical field in some way, shape, or form except me. I did not get that bug. Maybe it was because I spent so much time in the hospital as a kid. But my mom's still a nurse, and my sister, who works in a hospital, Mother's Day was a little bit strange. We have traditions with my mom. Hold on, I need a sip for this one. Okay, so my mom has kind of a sweet tooth. Pardon me for touching my face. And so we have traditions. So every Mother's Day, my mom gets her favorite donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, which gave me an excuse to get my beloved iced coffee. So I had an iced coffee today, which was awesome. We get my mom the same flowers, not cut flowers from a florist, but we always go and get her a big hanging basket to put on her back deck that hangs next to her bird feeder. And she gets the same flowers every year because she loves them. And then we usually get takeout from one of our favorite local restaurants, and we eat it on my mom's back deck. And today, it was strange that there were masks involved with spending time with my immediate family. And then the restaurant that we usually get lunch on Mother's Day was so busy that they couldn't take any more orders, which was really strange. We always get my mom's favorite, which is the chicken piccata from El Camino in Leominster, which anybody that is anywhere around the Leominster area, the El Camino is famous for their chicken piccata. It's fantastic. I am a huge fan of their cheese raviolis and their eggplant parm. My sister is a lover of their gnocchis, so we always get takeout from El Camino, and we always eat it on the back patio. And we couldn't do that today, so we had to make lunch for my mom instead, which we did, which was great. But it was very strange being as careful as we had to be with masks and, trying to stay, to not hug as a family on Mother's Day. And it's just kind of a strange way. I know that, if your mom is older, I'm lucky that my mom is still fairly young considering, but just trying to be careful. But thankfully, she's not immunocompromised, so we were at least able to be in the room together, albeit incredibly careful. But there are a lot of people that needed to stay away from their family today, and that's really hard. And so for everybody that couldn't spend Mother's Day the way that they wanted to today, I totally get it, and I feel for you. And it's one of those really difficult things that's happening right now is not being able to process loss and not being able to process the separation of family, and to be able to be there with each other and to be able to console each other through tough times. And let me see. Eric says, I'm telling you, there are no more rules. It's all crazy right now. Improvise, overcome, adapt to our situation. Yeah, I totally get it. David said 1,300 miles away from my mom during this. Thankfully, there's some fantastic technology that makes that 1,300 miles seem a little bit shorter. FaceTime calls and Zoom and, all of that kind of stuff makes it a little bit easier. We put up really beautiful hanging flowers at the cemetery today. It was nice and sunny, says Karina, so that's fantastic. Deanna says, I'm blessed with having my only baby at home safe with me. I'm so thankful. There are a lot of people that, we've talked about it before, people that are going through divorces, that are having a hard time with the kids bouncing back and forth between parents, people that are separated by miles, distance. I know that Doc Coyle from Bad Wolves lost his mom recently, and he put up a really beautiful tribute to her on his social media pages, because obviously this is the first Mother's Day that he doesn't have his mom. And so Mother's Day can be really hard for people. I'm going to see my daughter for the first time in 5 months, and I won't be able to hug her when she comes home. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It seemed really strange to give my mom a Mother's Day card, and, to have me and her and my sister like not hugging and kind of being afraid to get too close. And it's just really weird. Melissa says, Zoom today with mom. Laura says, my mom passed on Mother's Day in 1997, so we're sending you love, Laura, because I can imagine how tough a day like this is for you. Happy Mother's Day to everyone in the war room, says Lori. Divorce sucks with kids, says Eric. My mother and I hugged. We were in agreement on this, says Suzanne. So that's the other thing, is that, everybody kind of has to be able to make, decisions with their own family. If you're feeling like everyone in the family is healthy, or, that's been quarantined and careful. I mean, with me, my mom is a nurse and she takes care of elderly people, and my sister works in a hospital where there are a lot of sick kids. And so it just, you have to kind of look at your situation and how you're going to handle it with your own family differently. Jeff says, fresh flowers at the cemetery and memories. I totally understand. I know how you feel. I lost my mom in 99, says Jeff. My mom passed 2 months ago today, says Michelle. So today would be her first Mother's Day without her mom. And not being able to be around the people you love in the way that you would like just makes that loss more painful. So I hope that however you spent the day today, I hope at the end of the day, which is why we do cocktails in the war room now, that we can kind of sit back and process the day's events. I hope that you feel like you spent the day the right way today, however you did that. If you spent it at the cemetery, or if you spent it with family or friends. This morning, I put all of the flowers in all of the pots on my mom's back deck, and hung her hanging basket, and just kind of did the same thing. We're very habit forming. We have a lot of traditions that we stick to, whether it be Mother's Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthdays. And so we were able to do all of that stuff. So I was happy that it was nice outside today, and we got to put all of the flowers out on the back deck, and that made her really happy. And, you know, she loves to, you know, putter around in the yard and weed and garden. I get it. My love of gardening on both sides of my family, actually. Both of my grandfathers had pretty spectacular vegetable gardens, and we always worked in the yard. And so that's definitely one of the things that I get from not only my mom's side of the family, but my dad's as well. And so my mom loves going around and watering all of the flowers and filling the bird feeders and kind of doing all of that stuff. So Annette says, I bought my mom a piece of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. My sister made the most amazing brownies, just regular brownies, not weird brownies, but they were so gooey and chewy, and oh, they were fantastic. I'm on my second cup of strawberry margarita, says, wait, hold on, I just lost your message. Says Michelle, I did. Saw my mother had lunch from a local restaurant, says Eric. No, they were not weed brownies. Lots to celebrate, lots of memories for those who are here and those who are no longer with us. Those stars shine bright. Let me see. Older people need these traditions. It's being phased out, says Eric. Yeah, Teddy says, I called my mom on the phone today. My husband and myself went to my mom's, my sister and her wife came up from the Cape, and we all sat in the yard. And Jen, the rest of your message is to be continued because it was too long. I can't read the whole thing. Yes, Rick, it's a Beatles shirt. I have several. You know how you have those shirts that even if you hated the design on them, you would wear them because they're so comfortable, that the cotton is so soft, and you're just like, I don't even care what it says on the front. You just want to wear it because it's so soft and comfortable. That's what this shirt is. Like, I've had this shirt for, I don't even know how long, and it's just so soft and just soothing and comfy. And oh, I put it on today and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. Love it. So it's definitely one of my favorites. Spent the day delivering gifts to friends and chocolates to my mom, says Paola. That's fantastic. So Frank says, my mom passed on January 19th in 2016, so I did a tribute to her on Facebook. That's amazing. It's not on backwards, Ralph. I know that everything that's in writing on the screen is backwards to you guys, but it's so that I can use the front-facing camera, the selfie camera on my phone, so that I can read all your comments. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to read them all. Those are the night shirts to go to bed, says Lori. I know, like, you find that shirt. Drea says, I have a sweatshirt like that, and it's like wearing a hug. That's exactly right. David said, I am waiting on my Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem shirt to come in. You need to post a link to that shirt immediately right there in the comments. My sister was telling me today, she went to Disney World to go and see the new Star Wars attraction and the Toy Story and all of that stuff, like just a few weeks before the coronavirus really changed everything. And she was telling me that they had like a jean jacket that had Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem on it. And she was like, I'm really sorry I didn't get it for you. And I was like, you should be sorry. I can't believe you didn't get that for me. So if you guys find cool Muppet stuff, Keith says Muppets opened up the Disney sing-along tonight. You got to put all the Muppet stuff in the comments because I love the Muppets. It's the My Pillow of clothing, says Dave. Happy Mother's Day, mistress. You're a mom too. Well, I'm a pug mom. Not a regular mom, but I am a pug mom. So, all right, gang. Will tonight be the night Carrie answers my question? What's your question, Brianna? Go ahead. Put it up there. And if it doesn't scroll by too fast, I will answer it. So what is it? I'm waiting. I will try to send all of the Muppets your way, says Monica. Thank you very much. Muppets are the best. Muppets from Space. I have all of the TV show episodes on DVD, which I love. Where's your Carrie Muppet? So I have the Muppet Mistress, and then I have my animal Muppet that has the AAF shirt, and they are actually sitting at my dining room table right now. Can I make a War Room family Facebook group so that we can talk more than an hour a night? Let me look into that and see what I can do, because I totally love the idea of keeping us all connected, but that is going to go into a whole other part of what I'm hoping are my future plans that are not ready yet. So don't make any moves yet, Brianna, please. Don't make any moves yet. Where is your mug? Well, my copper mug is here. My Snoopy mug that I got in the mail at the post office box is in the dishwasher. But my copper mug with my Moscow Mule, which is delicious, by the way, is right here. But yeah, I put the Snoopy mug that came in the post office box the other day. That's in the dishwasher. Somebody else had asked earlier what the post office box number is, so I'll give the address out again in case you needed it. It is P.O. Box 1086, and that's in Leominster, Massachusetts, 01453. So just whatever you're going to send, just put it to Mistress Carrie, P.O. Box 1086, Leominster, Mass, 01453. Keith said I just shared the link. Thank you very much. I literally just looked at my boyfriend and we said we need the Muppets back. Yeah, we do. The world would be so much better of a place if the Muppets were back. What is in that drink again? Laura wants to know. It's a Moscow Mule. So it is ginger beer, vodka, and I like extra lime, so I put 2 pieces of squished lime in it and a ton of ice because I like it really, really cold. But Moscow Mule is pretty easy. It's just ginger beer, your favorite vodka, a wedge of lime, and a lot of ice. And if you can have it in a copper mug, that's the way you're supposed to get it. Joe says, I have cabin fever. Totally understand. Hey, Annie Ange, happy Mother's Day. Godmother Annie Ange, so she gotta get her Mother's Day wishes in there too. Just got a new Moscow Mule that comes in a can. Interesting. Sometimes those pre-made drinks in the can, while they're convenient when you're tailgating at a football game, there's just something about mixing the drink yourself or having a really good bartender make you a good cocktail, especially in like the right glass or your favorite mug or something. Just picked up the ginger beer but need the mug, says Patty. Yeah, some people have told me that it's the placebo effect, that because I was told to drink it out of a solid copper mug that it tastes better. I just feel like it's colder, and I don't know. I've had them out of glasses. I've had them out of my copper mug. I prefer it out of the copper mug, which is how you're supposed to drink it according to the drink recipe. So Christy says, Beaker's my favorite Muppet because he meeped. I love Beaker too. Me likes the vodka, says Ralph. Yeah, exactly. We had pear Moscow Mule. So good, says Kim. Yeah, they are delicious. Swedish Chef all the way, says Eric. I'm loving the makeup and hair, says Nicole. Thank you very much. I have time on my hands, so I actually can spend some time doing the makeup. The hair is getting long. Because I can't go and see Linda, I guess we're just going to see how long it gets before I'm allowed to get a haircut. But the dye job, this is my dye job, and will probably be another one of my dye jobs because I'm not really sure when I'm going to be able to see Linda. And what's really funny is once they open everything back up, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to get into your barbershop or into your salon or whatever. Like, as soon as they say, okay, you can start opening, those appointments are going to be gone. Like if you're a hairdresser, you're going to be working 20-hour days for like a month just trying to play catch up. Because there's a lot of women out there walking around with some pretty bad roots and they need you. Becky says, cucumber vodka and Sprite. I love cucumber vodka. It's super good. Love the picture of you and your mom on Facebook, says Elsa. Thank you very much. That was a picture from a few years ago. We were filming some stuff around Halloween at the radio station, and I came home with all of the zombie makeup. and scared the crap out of her, and took the picture. And we've put my mom through the ringer over the years, my sister and I both. And we've got some pretty hilarious pictures of us in our crazy pajamas at Christmas. And my mom is not someone that has ever really taken herself too seriously and was always willing to kind of, be a kid at heart. I've got pictures of her jumping in bouncy houses. And thank you for the link, David, for the Dr. Teeth shirt. But my mom is definitely somebody that kind of gave me a lot of my sense of adventure and, a little bit of my spontaneity. And I get that from my mom. So I have a great bozo cut right now, says Mark. Yeah, there are some people walking around with some pretty hilarious haircuts and a lot of hats. Like right now, the lipstick industry is suffering because everyone's wearing face masks, but the hat industry, like buy stock in hats, because there's a lot of people that either have really crazy dude haircuts that are like 3 weeks overdue from a barbershop visit. And then there's a lot of women that have got that gray stripe because their dye job is in such desperate need of repair and they can't go. So it's just hats and scarves right now. Just wrap it up with something, cover it with a baseball hat. Like, you go out and it's like, everybody's got a hat on. I wonder why. Jeff says, you have a cool mom. Yes, I do. One of my favorite memories on the air ever. This was very early on in my radio career. I got her to admit on the radio that she smoked pot when she was younger because she always tried to act like she never did anything wrong. And when she admitted that she had smoked pot, like way back in, her teenage years or whatever, I almost fell over. I was on the radio and I was like, she actually admitted it. I couldn't believe it. I am Outlander on Starz. Season finale is renewed for season 6 on the Starz. I am so far behind on Outlander, so don't give me any spoiler alerts because I love that show. But I'm just super behind. Wearing bandanas over here. Gotta love a good hat, says Jean. I just shave my head bald, says Sean. Well, that makes life really easy. I am just going to go ahead and shave my head with a razor. My hair is longer than yours right now. I need a barber, says Michael. Puff, puff, pass, says Michelle for my mom. Did a work Zoom meeting with my hat on last week. Ugh, says Melissa. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. They do have that stuff that you can like touch up the roots or like the spray or, I know people that have had grays that they've colored in with Sharpie to try and cover them up. And things are getting weird. It is one of those things that if you're locked in the house with your husband or your wife right now and you can honestly look at them in the morning and still be like, I still kind of want to have sex with that person. Like you're really in love and your marriage is solid. Because let me tell you, when the things get, Kara says, I need an eyebrow wax. Yeah, when things finally get let loose again, there are going to be people that run to the barbershop. There are going to be people that run to the hair salon. And then there's going to be the people that bypass both of those and head straight to the divorce attorney. And that, you want to talk about job security. Being a divorce attorney in 2020, like you're working hard. I have a great set of Sharpies, says Eric. Yeah, exactly. Like I know people that are doing that right now and they just coloring them in with Sharpie so that they don't have to look at them. Yeah, Kelly Ripa uses the spray stuff for her roots. My COVID haircut is finally growing out, says Patty. I'm going to be slammed when I get back behind the chair. It's never going to be the same. We have so many regulations. Madeline, the rest of your message got cut off, but I know that there are going to be, there's a moth that just flew over here, that there are going to be a lot of things that are made more complicated by you trying to get back to work. Blueberry cobbler in the jungle. I'm going straight to the bar, says Deanna. Yes, I filed for divorce on April 21st. Wait, who said that? Says Brenda. See, I'm telling you, can you imagine living in Manhattan in like an 800 square foot apartment with someone that you can't stand? I can't even imagine what the divorce rates are going to be like in New York. Jared says, fuck that, I'm going straight to the bar. Bloody roots. I cut my hair yesterday, just a little in the front. I'm on Zoom 6 hours a day and kind of sick of looking at my hair. My poor dogs are so far behind in getting groomed, says Kevin. Dave says I'm rocking the faux hawk. I have an epic COVID beard, said Steve. I look like Kip Winger and it doesn't get lifted, says Joe. Can you do the ballet stuff while you're trying to play bass too? Brenda says, no, it's been a long time coming. I'm starting to look like a blonde slash, says Eric. Oh, that's fantastic. Sepultura roots, bloody roots. Yeah, exactly. Monica says, going to the barber shop. I'm getting a massage ASAP, says Karina. I can totally sympathize with that too. Just trying to, get back to some level of normalcy. I did stretch out on the yoga ball a little bit because I did a lot of gardening today and was doing a back bend over the yoga ball. And I think almost every vertebrae in my spine cracked. It sounded like I was making microwave popcorn. It was ridiculous. Lori says, I have not seen my boyfriend for months. Lori, I totally understand exactly what you're saying, girlfriend. I'm looking like Cousin It, says Monica. Jesus beards are a plenty during this pandemic, says Kelly. Yeah, exactly. But you know what you can do? You can still go on Amazon and buy beard conditioner and some other things to take care of those crazy ass beards. So there's no reason. Is one thing if your hair is getting long and unruly, but you can still totally take care of your beard. The guys from ZZ Top got that down pat. Haircut at Christmas, so do, says Walter. Thanks again for being here, Carrie. Pushing back the front lines of craziness and insanity every day at 2030, says Michael. The military time, I still hate it. Like, I see 2030 or whatever, and I'm like, minus 12, do the math. Oh, okay, 8:30, okay. Bill says, I miss you on the air a ton. I miss being on the air a ton. I know that I tell you guys all the time that I'm working on things, and I apologize that things are taking so long. I'm hoping in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, but hopefully in the next week to 10 days, maybe I'll be able to talk about some of the things that I've been working on. So stay patient with me. I know that right now, wait, what day is today? 50, hold on, I have it written down. 7, oh, today's day number 58 of us being locked in here every night at 8:30 in the war room. There is beard conditioner. What the F, says Will. Oh, yeah. There's beard conditioner. There's all, just look up beard stuff. The guitar player from the Rival Sons even has his own line of like mustache wax and stuff. But yeah, there is totally like beard conditioner and all kinds of stuff that you can do to make your beard nice and soft. And I mean, I don't have a beard, so I can't give you the specifics. But yes, there's a ton of stuff that you can do to take care of your beard and make it a lot neater. Did you see my turbo post, says Zach? No, I did not see it. Did you post it here or did you post it someplace else? Deanna says 58. Yeah, exactly. This is number 58. Oh yeah, my husband uses it, says Karina. So yeah, there you go. Today, if today is your birthday on Mother's Day, cheers to you on your birthday. You share it with some pretty badass people, actually. Today's a really good birthday. So if you were born on May 10th, you share it with Danny Carey from Tool. You share it with Donovan. You share it with Sid Vicious. You share it with Bono and Richard Patrick from Filter. So that's a pretty badass birthday as far as rock and roll stars go. So congratulations and happy birthday. Barbara says, what is that necklace that you always wear? I've answered this question multiple times, but to be short and sweet, it is a closing pin. It's a piece of the skydiving equipment. So when you pull your skydiving handle, your pilot chute comes out, fills with air, and that's what pulls your main parachute out of the container on your back. And what it does is it pulls this closing pin out of its loop, and that's what opens the flaps in your container and allows your parachute to come out. So basically this pin, to paraphrase, holds all your shit together. And so a lot of skydivers wear them, and I've worn one for years, and I forget that it's even there. So when people ask me about my necklace, I have to think about it for a second. Marcy says, my divorce is legal on May 12th. Oh, well, congratulations. Tuesday is going to be a banner day for you. My auntie got married on Mother's Day 29 years ago. Well, that's fantastic, Elsa. Bono is 60 today. I know, that's how old we are, is that Bono is freaking 60. Danny Carey, Donovan, Sid Vicious, and Richard Patrick. Yay, when is your birthday? Michelle wants to know. My birthday is the 1st of October. That's why I say October is the best month of the year, because it starts with my birthday, it ends with Halloween, and the whole month is just basically badass. So, but yeah, my birthday is not till October. And I'm really hoping that we're allowed to leave the house by then. On this date, in 1981, James Hetfield answered an ad in the Personals by one Lars Ulrich looking to put a band together. And so it was on this date in 1981 that James and Lars met in person for the first time. Which brings me to my War Room artifact today. I have not opened it yet. You can't get it in Massachusetts yet, but I had a friend bring it back from California for me. And this is what the Metallica whiskey looks like. So it's called Blackened. It says a blend of straight whiskeys finished in black brandy casks. And it is 45% alcohol or 90 proof. This is batch number 89. On the back, it says Blackened, a bold collaboration of the finest hand-selected whiskeys, an unrivaled composition of craft and creativity, born in cask, forged by sound, bottled by Sweet Amber Distilling, Shoreham, Vermont. And this is the Metallica whiskey that I have here in the War Room. As you can see, I have not found a reason to take the cap off and try it yet, but I really wanted a bottle. And so I had a friend from Massachusetts that went out to California to the S&M 2 concert, which they still haven't released on DVD yet, by the way. But while he was out there, he was able to bring back some of the bottles. And so I wanted you guys to be able to check it out and see it. So this is what the Metallica whiskey looks like. But like I said, I haven't tried it yet. And Paula says, oh my God, I need me some of that. I see that on Facebook all the time. I heard it's good, but I haven't tasted it yet. And Jeff says, I've been looking to buy that. You can't get it in Massachusetts. I don't know where you can get it that's close by. Sandy says, take a swig. Not tonight. Maybe I'll do a shot of it when we're finally allowed to leave the house. But I've been saving opening it for some kind of an occasion. But knowing that today is the anniversary of James and Lars meeting for the first time in 1981 that started a heavy metal revolution, I thought this was a pretty cool War Room artifact to show you guys tonight. So if you have not seen the Metallica whiskey, I wanted to give you guys a chance to check it out. I have the Slipknot whiskey and the Megadeth beer. I do not have the Slipknot whiskey, but I would like to have that in my War Room collection for sure. Batch 89, same year, and Justice came out, title track, Blackened. There you go. What are you waiting for? I don't know. I'm waiting. I'll know it when I know it. I'll know when the time is right to crack that bad boy open. I want to pick the right glass. I want to do the whole thing. Either that or just, chug it right out of the bottle. I haven't decided yet. Do it. The peer pressure is real. Well, I'm having my Moscow Mule tonight, but I will let you guys know when I'm going to crack open the Metallica whiskey. Save it for the right moment or when the virus thing is over, says Sean. It might be one of those things. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But happy Metallica anniversary. There is a strip club owner in Long Island that is filing a lawsuit against Governor Cuomo in New York over closing his business, which, good luck with that. But even if they didn't order your business closed with a global pandemic, you're going to have a hard time. Although there are some strip clubs that they did the drive-through strip club. There have been strip clubs that have done like outdoor car washes, and they've been able to do some pretty imaginative things. So I don't know how that lawsuit is going to go, but I thought it was kind of funny. Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives and Guy's Grocery Games has been for the last couple of months trying to raise money for restaurant employees that are struggling. And in 2 months, he has helped raise $20 million, which I just thought was unbelievable. And I've said it before here in the War Room that when people do good things, I believe that they should be applauded for that and get the credit for it. And $20 million in a couple of months. Guy Fieri takes a lot of crap from a lot of people for a lot of things, but for $20 million to help with restaurant employees that are struggling in a time like this, I think that's pretty amazing. Michael says, Whiskey Wednesdays. Oh, I know. We have to decide, are we going to do a Mocktail Monday tomorrow or a Temple Tuesday this week? We're going to have to decide that before we get out of here tonight. According to an interview in Variety magazine, the CEO of Live Nation, Mike Rapino, said that for the rest of 2020, they are looking, once they start releasing some of the restrictions on doing limited, these are his words, limited and scaled down shows for about the next 6 months. They are looking into rolling out drive-in shows or shows that have no live crowds in them at all. And his quote was, full-scale shows at the start of 2021. Now, I do not know what that means for the shows, the stadium shows, Motley Crue at Fenway, like all of those kind of big shows that were slated to happen later on in the year this year. So we just have to keep waiting for the tours and the bands to make specific announcements about what they're going to do and if they're going to hold the tickets back or they're going to refund them or they're just going to postpone dates. A lot of people saying Temple Tuesday. All right, so it looks like Temple Tuesday it is. So we'll do Shirley Temples this Tuesday. There's something about a good Shirley Temple. Extra cherries, though. You got to put the extra cherries in there. So I'm not really sure what the state of concerts is going to be, because even though some of the states are opening things back up, these tours get slated for 3 or 4 months at a time. And it's kind of hard to put a tour out on the road and kind of hop around to the states that might allow it and then bypass some of the states that don't. So I'm not feeling really good about some of these bigger tours happening this year. But if the CEO of Live Nation is using the words full scale at the start of 2021, then they may just be wanting to just hold things off so that it can get back to business as usual at the start of the new year. But as of right now, we're just going to have to keep waiting when it comes to announcements about specific shows and in specific venues. Like obviously, if there's a hospital inside the DCU Center, it's kind of hard to have concerts there. Eric says Sangria Sundays. We got Whiskey Wednesdays, Temple Tuesdays, Mocktail Mondays, Sangria Sundays. I need a calendar just to keep up with what I'm supposed to be drinking on any given night. Holding out hope for Disturbed, says Paula. We'll have to see. I believe David Draymond is holed up in Hawaii where he lives with his family. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I hope I get to see Joe Rogan in October at the Garden. Yeah, I mean, it might be a little easier for a stand-up, although he's still carrying production that has to tour. But unlike a band with, I think stand-up is a little bit less production heavy. They don't have the pyro and the big giant PA and all the mixing stuff that you need for multiple bands. But, they're either going to put the tours on the road or they're not. So, a lot of people saying, I want the Bruins back. Poor Pasta was on a roll. Thirsty Thursday, somebody else says. No GNR at Fenway. I mean, it's just the whole year. It's basically Limoncello Thursday, Eric says. I got to lay off the limoncello for a while. That really, I was up for hours, hitting it hard, brutal. So it just sucks because I remember towards the end of last year talking about what an amazing year 2020 was going to be for rock and roll, that the tours that were going out on the road were just unbelievable. Now, what I will say to give you guys something to look forward to is that a lot of these artists are making good use of the time that they have by not being out on the road, because there are a lot of bands that are working on new music. I mean, hell, the guys from Tool have even said maybe they'll work on some new music during all of this downtime, although Pussifer just came out with some new stuff for the first time in 5 years. So, yeah, Deanna says 2020 is a wash. I mean, it basically, even if they try to put things back out on the road in the fourth quarter, it's still not going to be the same. There's still going to be restrictions. We could have a resurgence of the coronavirus during flu season. It just, I feel like, we need to kind of just prepare ourselves that the rest of the year is just canceled and that we'll just pick it up next year. I mean, the NFL right now is saying that they're planning on starting on time, but we'll have to see what happens with that. But Jeff, you're right. There's going to be a lot of new albums, a lot of new music, which means that a lot of those bands are going to want to hit the road next year and they're going to want to tour off of those records. So I think next year is going to be an extremely busy year for shows. So if you are able to save some money this year by not going to any concerts and not being able to go to the bars and go out to restaurants, save your pennies. Because next year, if you are a lover of live music, it is going to be an expensive year. Can someone message about Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and Def Leppard and Poison, says Ed. Ed, you want to go straight to the Live Nation websites about any of these shows. Because not only are they going to tell you whether they're canceled or postponed, but they're also going to give you all of the ticket information, the official information that you're going to need as far as getting refunds or when the rescheduled dates are going to be and all of that. Michael says Evanescence and Within Temptation both have new music. Exactly. We were talking about the Evanescence video, which they filmed all separately while they're social distancing, and the video is really cool. Ralph says this might actually be the best year for new music. I have some stuff that I'm going to be putting out myself. So there you go. There's a lot of people that are incredibly inspired, and I'm almost positive we're going to see a band come out called the Murder Hornets as well. No concerts in Boston until at least Labor Day, which is what the mayor said, which is why the Pops are canceled on the 4th of July. It's why the Feast of St. Anthony is canceled in the North End. Motley Crue said June 1st they will have an update. I think they're waiting on a lot of the states that are still restricted, like Massachusetts and New York and New Jersey, to kind of dictate, what they're going to do and what their plans are going to be with these tours. Let's see. All right. Let us find. Did we do the Cadillac Lady yet? This kind of sounded good, except I'm not a gin lover, but every night I give you guys a different drink recipe out of the New American Bartender's Handbook. I don't know why every night I have to read the cover of the book. You'd think after 58 days in the war room I'd have the name of the book freaking memorized, but this is called the Cadillac Lady. It's an ounce of gin, an ounce of Grand Marnier, an ounce of fresh lemon juice, except for the egg white. I'm sorry about the egg white. I didn't see it until the very last minute. Shake the ingredients and then strain into a martini glass and serve. Who invented all of these drinks with egg whites, and why do they think it was such a good idea? It's so weird. The Winger hairband video was great, says Jeff. It was. I posted it up on, I believe, on this Facebook page. If not, I definitely retweeted it. It's really interesting to try and identify all of the band members that are in that new Winger video. And then you have to kind of wait till the end for the credits to see if you were right or not, which is pretty hilarious. No gin, no dairy, no eggs. I know, Eric, I'm sorry. This had gin and eggs in it. Ugh. Brutal. But that was called, oh shit, what was that one called? Hold on. Where did it go? No, I lost the page. Oh, the Cadillac Lady. There you go. So there's your drink recipe for the night. I wonder how they will release new movies in theater movies coming up. They've been releasing them straight to on demand all summer or all spring. So I don't know how they're planning to do that, but I know that the Bill and Ted movie is supposed to come out this summer, which I have been dying to see because I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan, partly because my unhealthy obsession with Keanu Reeves. I can't help it. Boston Bullet from yesterday, so strange still. Brian, laughing about the butthole song. The little girl that wrote the song about the butthole, the video I put up on the Facebook page yesterday or the day before, how can you not think it's adorable that a little girl wrote an original composition wondering what's inside a butthole? How can you not think that's amazing? You need to encourage this kind of musical ability, encourage inspiration, and encourage this kind of creativity because it's what the world needs. These War Room videos fly by. Sorry, the comment went by too fast. I have a Budweiser. Thank you. He's my favorite. I love him, says Lori. I know. Jeff says the Butthole song was hysterical. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Yes, it's coming out this summer. You guys still have another week to get those 30-second air guitar videos in. The submissions. I'll give you guys that website again. I gave it to you the other day. The website for you to submit those videos to try and get in on the Bill and Ted movie is partyonwithbillandted.com. So if you want to try and get in filming yourself with all of your best guitar moves, you can send those videos in within the next week. Going over some of the numbers as far as the coronavirus goes, there's good news. The number of positive cases is going down. It is on a downtrend, which is fantastic. Awesome news here in Massachusetts. There are 77,793 confirmed cases in Massachusetts. That is up 1,050 from yesterday. It is only the third time since April 1st that we have had less than 1,100 new cases. So it is definitely starting to trend downward, which is why it's still important that everybody kind of still continue with the social distancing and the masks. There are confirmed 4,979 fatalities, and that is up 139 from yesterday. In the last 24 hours, they have done 11,852 tests. So they are definitely doing more testing every day, but they are coming back with fewer and fewer positive test results, which is great news. We want the number of tests going up, the number of cases going down, and that's when we start to know that the light at the end of the tunnel is not a train, as they say. There are currently 810 people in the ICU in Massachusetts, which is also down as well, so that's fantastic news. In the United States, there have been 1,364,447 cases. The fatality rate is up to 80,690, and also the count of confirmed cases that have recovered is up to 240,616. So nationally, it depends on where you're at, but at least here in Massachusetts, as of right now, we're starting to see the numbers going down. They've been going down in New York. It's a slow, they went up fairly quickly, but the hill to go down the other side has been kind of slow, but as long as it keeps trending in that direction, we've got something to be kind of happy about. Not to get too excited about it, but we're finally starting to get some good news, which we've been waiting for. So that's kind of fantastic. And again, to all of the healthcare workers and everybody that is just, I had so many friends that are nurses and healthcare workers that were putting up pictures of them working today, waiting to go home to be able to spend, dinner time with their families on Mother's Day. Michael says Fitchburg mayor said less than 10 deaths in the burg. So it really depends on where you're at. But like I said, if we are starting to cautious optimism, Eric, that is exactly the way to word it. Perfectly put. That right now, the numbers are starting to go in the right direction, which for a while, these numbers locally were starting to get scary. Although they did say that they were hoping that the cases, the fatal cases in the United States was going to cap out at 60,000, and now we're already up to 80. And there are so many states that have opened back up again, and the cases and fatalities are still going up. So in other parts of the country, it could get very, very scary, at least here in Massachusetts right now. Eric says, just as long as the numbers are going down, there is hope. Exactly. And so locally, we just kind of have to be excited about that. The government said that they wanted to see a downtrend of 14 days in a row, and a lot of the states haven't met the government suggested guidelines before they started reopening. We are supposed to get the Governor's Reopening Council's report on May 18th. So we're going to get a lot of information next week about what the plan is going to be to reopen Massachusetts and how they're going to do that and what the restrictions are going to be. But seeing numbers that are starting to trend down, we might actually get some good news about when they're going to start to be able to reopen things, which is really, really good. So normally these numbers aren't good news for us, and obviously it's still tragic that 139 people in Massachusetts were lost just in the last 24 hours. But I feel really good knowing that they are ramping up more and more testing all the time, and that the percentage of positive cases is going down, which is awesome. Listening from Canada, most of our cases are in retirement homes. Was wondering how retirement homes are doing, asked Teresa. We have had a significant problem, not only in retirement homes, but also in VA facilities. Nationally, there have also been massive clusters in food processing plants. And the percentages are not just, with the elderly, they are also starting to see, I was talking to my sister and my mom about it today, some of the blood issues that they're having that I'm going to need somebody that has more medical background than I do, but it's thickening the blood and it's causing a lot of strokes in younger people. And so there's a lot of people that are on the internet saying that these death numbers aren't as high as they are because they're classifying deaths as COVID deaths where they might not be COVID deaths. But in a lot of cases, a lot of the younger fatalities, if they are not subject to, say, pre-existing conditions, it's affecting different age groups differently, and they're seeing the incidence of strokes in younger people because the virus thickens your blood. And Jeff says it's also starting to hit babies and little kids, and it's really weird. Have you seen the pictures where they call it COVID toes? And it's starting to show the veins in kids, and it's causing like the blood vessels in the eyes and in the skin to look like they're rupturing. And Andrew says, Seoul, South Korea back on the defensive with Seoul's bars and clubs ordered to be reclosed, excuse me. Andrew, I can't read the rest of your comment. We're not done with COVID. It will be coming back around, he says. Microclot, says Deanna. Exactly that. Kathy says toxic shock syndrome, that it's doing something to the blood and it's making the blood thicker and it's causing circulatory issues. So it's really, really strange that it's affecting different people differently. And so sorry, my face is so itchy. I've had a hair tickling my face this whole time. But I know that there are a lot of people that are like, these deaths all aren't COVID related, but it's affecting people differently. There are some people that are succumbing to the respiratory issues. But if you don't have respiratory issues, especially if you're a younger, healthier person, that's where they're seeing the strokes. And then Kathy says Kawasaki's disease. It's like rashes and high fever, says Tracy. There is so much more to this than we know, says Jeff. Sandy says, it's so scary. I got tested on Friday for peace of mind. My asthma has been awful. Results in on Tuesday. Sandy, we're sending you love, and hopefully you're going to get yourself some good news. Jennifer says, I was seen for lung infection, and they did a CAT scan for microclotting. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I obviously don't have all of the medical background to be able to speak intelligently on it, but I do know from the reading that I've been doing that different age groups and people with different pre-existing medical conditions are reacting differently. Some are being treated with dialysis, says Paula. There's still so much about it that we don't know. Long story short, diabetes, toe rash, it's nuts. Yeah, it's so if the cases are going down, then we need to be vigilant, and we still need to be really, really careful and strict with all of the mask wearing and social distancing, and especially the washing of the hands. Because, if the numbers are going down, that means that we're starting to win the fight. But if you were watching the UFC, anything can happen. So you want to keep your opponent on the ropes. Did you guys see the Ngannou fight? Remember I was telling you guys that he came into the station a couple years ago and I got my picture taken with him? And the dude is an animal. It's the 4th straight UFC bout that he has had a knockout in the first round. He is a beast. And what's crazy is that he couldn't have been sweeter. He couldn't have been more gracious and polite and sweet. And he was kind of like smooth and suave. He speaks French, so he was very kind of charming. And then you watch him fight and you're like, shit, just crazy. I watched the video on the internet today. It took like 8 seconds. It was insane. On the cage, not the ropes, silly. I apologize, Eric. You know what I mean. But yes, we got our opponent on the cage. Do not become complacent, says Tom. Jeff says, have your mom as a guest when you're able, give a nurse's input. Hell no. You guys do not want that. You think I talk too much? You guys will never get to bed. Will never happen. We can discuss things with a medical expert, but I'm not bringing mom into the war room. Shit could get real. And I know how you guys are, and you'll start asking her all of these crazy questions about when I was a kid. You're not turning her against me. I know how you guys all are. You're like, bring her in for medical advice. And then I get her in here and they'll be like, did you know that Carrie said this about you? And what was she like as a kid? And I'm not falling for no banana and no tailpipe. Did you see the coyote guy with the murder hornet getting stung? I heard about that guy, Joe. I heard the audio from the video and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. If you're going to purposefully get stung with a murder hornet, I don't want to watch that. And I also didn't want to watch the one where the murder hornet ate the mouse because I just can't handle stuff like that. It just freaking scares the shit out of me. Victor says, who sleeps anyway? I did not sleep again last night. I think I fell asleep at like 5 o'clock this morning and was up at 8:15. So I'm really hoping I'm going to get some sleep tonight because the insomnia is real. Just brutal. Mr. Bag story, says Steve. Oh my God. Yeah, it would be interesting to hear Mom's perspective meeting Dimebag Darrell. She'd be like, is that the guy with the pink beard? He was nice. I can almost guarantee that's what my mom would say. Let's see. I hate nights like that, says Monica. Yeah, just staring at the ceiling, half sleep. And I felt like crap all day today. And I worked out in the yard like I told you guys, and then I got really warm because it was so cold and the sun came out and I was digging holes and doing all this stuff, and then I got really warm, and then we ate a big lunch, and then I was like, I feel like I kind of need to nap, and I couldn't nap. And Jerry says, praying mantis kicks death hornet's arse. Dude, praying mantises, is that how you pluralize praying mantis, or is praying mantis plural already like deer? Anyway, they look delicate, but they are evil motherfuckers, the praying mantis. Don't want to cross those. How's Jabba? Jabba, I didn't take any chips out of Jabba the Hutt today as far as the bark mulch goes, but I am hoping to be able to get to some of it tomorrow. So I will give you guys an update on the bark mulch pile in the yard. Try a NeuroSleep drink before bed. I will Google whatever the hell that is, because if it's going to help me sleep, I am totally into it. I saw the praying mantis video. What the F? Praying manti, says Stacy. Are you pulling my leg? Is that really how you pluralize praying mantises? It's praying manti? Who knew? It's like a grumble of pugs. What do you call it when you've got a bunch of praying mantises? Praying manti. I learn something every night in the war room. It's a total educational program. Chamomile tea. I grow chamomile in my garden, actually. I plant it in all of the corners of the garden to help lure the bees in for pollination. Sleepy time tea works awesome. I think I might have some of that. I'll give it a try. Unleash the praying mantises, says Brianna. Asking the obvious, where's Wednesday? All right, I will try and get her in here before I get out of here tonight. Wednesday. You want to come get the monkey? Here she comes. Hi. Do you want the monkey? Come on. Come up and get the monkey. She just woke up, so she has sleepy face. She's like, come here. Do you want the stingray? Oh, God. You want the crinkly stingray? She had a long day today. She was playing with my sister and snuggling with Grammy. Right? Did you get snuggles today? Do you want the monkey? Here, take the monkey. Here, come get the monkey. She looks at me all suspect, like I'm trying to bait a hook to catch her or something. Are you stretching? Are you a sleepy face dog? Do you want to come up and say hi to everybody before we go? Your eyes look especially bulgy right now because you're so sleepy. Her eyes are like, right now. Come here. Come here. Do you want to play with the monkey? She really likes dragging the monkey around by his long arms. Come here. She's just out of arm's reach. And if I go to lean in to try and grab her, she backs up and she's like, I ain't falling for that, Ma. Knock it off. Teresa says, that was a fast night tonight. Had a great time. It's so weird that it goes by so quick in here. Now she just burped. Did you hear her? She's just sitting there and all of a sudden she goes. Did you just burp again? All right. Well, you can come up on the couch, and if you want to play with them, you can play with them. Everybody wants to say hi. I'll put in another plug for Wednesday's Instagram, by the way. It's Wednesday the Goth Pug on Instagram if you guys want to see the little behind the scenes. It's her Instagram. She puts the pictures up and writes all the messages herself. So it's, she's a tricky little thing, Eric. Yeah, exactly. Tom says, I'm out. See you mañana. I'll see you later, Tom. Watching The Family Guy on Fox. Good night. Sleep well. Oh, I got her. Here she comes. All right. Say goodnight, everybody. Say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mummies out there. Huh? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I told you she was a sleepy-faced dog. All right, guys. I'm going to go snuggle with the dog and spend the rest of my Pug Mom's Day with Wednesday. Right? Do you want to come here and snuggle with me? Come here. Why are you making all of these weird noises? Huh? Why are you making weird noises? Thank you for the kisses. You want to go over there? Go get the monkey. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you to all of the health workers and the first responders and the National Guard, everybody that was in all of the stores. I know the florist got back to work today, so I'm sure you guys were super busy. Don't look anything strange, and Mark said it best. Wash your damn hands. Thank you guys for hanging out. War Room number 58. I'll see you guys for 59 tomorrow night at 8:30. There she goes. Be playing with the squeakers the rest of the night. Good night, guys.